Security Council Chairman Nelson Bolito, plus the sheriff of Terrell County, Texas, and retired Border Patrol agent Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on. Sheriff, I'm going to start with you down there at the border. Joe Biden now, I guess he's going to make a run at executive order. I got a ton of thoughts about this. First, just give me your reaction.
Hey, and I think we have the same thoughts. It's comical, and not talking about the way he reacted in that interview. Look, we're 3 years and 3 months into this whole fiasco. Why didn't he do this before? It's again, hey, we're 8 months away from election, right? So I think, as y'all mentioned earlier, I think it's a little too little, too late.
Yeah, Nelson, I'm confused because, President Biden also, we know that his job numbers have looked good, but we also know that is in much part to illegal immigrants, not to Americans being employed. We also know that he gets a boost for his base when he says, hey, everybody, just come on in. So is this more words that are going to continue to be words leading up to the election rather than actual actions for fear he push away even more of his base like he's doing with the Israel-Hamas conflict?
Well, I'll tell you, just so the answer to the question is, of course, he had the power from day one to do this. He rescinded Trump's executive orders from day one. So in day two, he should have put his own if that's what he wanted, but he decided not to. So what you're going to hear is continued rhetoric. You're going to continue kicking the can down the road. You have a president that simply doesn't want to do anything. You have a secretary of Homeland Security that follows his every lead and now is being, basically the scapegoat for what's happening. And he be held accountable because it's shame on him for not doing his job. But however, you're looking at the numbers on the Democrat side and the Republican side are all saying we got to stop this illegal entry. And you're seeing unprecedented numbers on both sides, especially Democrats, never before, where they're saying we need to do something about the border. They're getting sick of it. These cities, these sanctuary cities are sick of it. Other people are sick of it. America is sick of it. The border has become in every state in America, and people are getting sick and tired of getting their jobs taken away, inflation going up, people working for cheaper than American citizens, and ultimately something has to stop. This executive order he's going to put forth, if he does put it through, we'll see what it is, we'll see what it does, but it doesn't need to be 5,000 people. It needs to be 200 people. But actually, the only way that should be allowed to this country is either through a work visa program or second through the CBP-1 app that allows 1,500 people to legally migrate to the country for various reasons, and it's a legal way of entry. This way of illegal entry, just meeting Border Patrol on the border and getting through, needs to stop. This is the biggest problem that we've had. And not only that, but the other 20% that get away that we don't even know who they are, and that's the ones that are causing all that problems that you see time and time again, is a lot of these are the criminals.
Well, it's just not sustainable. It's just not. You can't have a country like this. Sheriff, I know you're down in Texas. You're fighting the good fight down there. Now, when Joe Biden comes out and says, yeah, I might take executive action now, then that would mean he could have done it at any time. So he kind of left you guys out to dry for years down there at the southern border. Now, all of a sudden, here comes Election Day. He wants votes. He wants to make it seem like he's got law and order down there. So he's thinking about doing it. I got to ask you, are you insulted by this move now?
100%. And hey, Nelson articulated very well. Even back under the Trump administration with the MPP, hey, that was tried in the courts and it was sustained, and we were able to continue to do it. So, of course, he has that same ability. But look, thank God we've got a governor that cares, and he has continued to and will continue to look after Texas. It's unfortunate this administration would rather fight our governor than fight the cartels.
Nelson, we have 30 seconds left. What is the one thing, and I've asked this question before to other guests, what is the one thing that would help the border crisis right now that President Biden could do without all this back and forth teasing about potential executive order? What is one thing?
Well, one thing that could be done that I think would also affect people that are already here is you need to have a bank account to be able to send money back to these foreign countries, especially Mexico, since we had $4.57 billion, a record number in February of remittances back. It's propping these countries, knowing that 40% of that money goes to illegal activity, human smuggling, and also drugs. So if we were able to tell everybody that we're not going to restrict what they can send back, but we're going to restrict you that you need to have a bank account. We want to know who you are, how much you're sending, and who you're sending to. If you did that and you restricted the way that they send money back for illegal activities, that right there, I believe, would cause 20 to 30% of not only self-deportation, but people ever trying to attend or try to get to our southern border.
All right, Nelson Bolito, Sheriff Thaddeus Cleveland. Gentlemen, thanks for coming on, and I'm sure we'll be revisiting this time and time again, clear until November.
Yeah, once or twice.
Yes.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody, we want to go to some breaking